Mountain News this morning, we get an update on flood recovery in one of the many impacted counties in our region. And an Eastern Kentucky musical legend receives an honorable award for his work in spreading the sound of the bluegrass throughout the mountains.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. It's Wednesday and it's almost 6 o'clock here. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And I guess it's a little bit cold out there. I brought my heavier jacket this morning.
It's not terrible, but it's not as cold as it was yesterday. I can tell you that. So a little bit less frost on some of those cars this morning. Still give yourself plenty of time to get out there. I had to use the old windshield wiper method on mine this morning to get the little bit of limited frost I had off my car. But again, just kind of gauge it by the temperature in your area. Let's take a look at Pikeville, US 119, US 23 intersection there near Pikeville Commons. About 39 up there this morning. No major issues. We're looking at 20s, 30s, and 40s, but only 120 left. Jonesville's up to 30 this morning. Clintwood still at 28, 44 now in Jackson, 45 in Somerset, 41 in Moorhead, 40 in Prestonsburg, and 41 in Williamsburg. A lot of 30s out there this morning. A normal day to a little extra on your coffee meter, depending on how cold-natured you are. If you're grabbing something to eat as you head out the door this morning, like a donut, well, you'll see the next few hours dreary and overcast, maybe a peak of sunshine at times, maybe a stray sprinkle or two at times today. So take your rain gear with you just in case you may or may not need it as we get up close to 60 degrees later this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, Floyd County is one of several counties hit hard by the historic flooding in late July, but community members have been making steady progress in cleanup and rebuilding efforts. Our Jordan Mullins has an update from county leaders.
Following flooding in July, officials in Floyd County are still working to finish cleanup efforts. Recently, crews with permission from Frankfort have come into the area to clean creeks and streams of flood debris.
It's a short-term fix to a long-term problem. And what they can basically do is come into these streams. They've been up in the Mud Creek area, Left Beaver and Right Beaver, and they've been removing trees and debris in the streams.
And local officials are working to meet the needs of folks throughout the county.
It gets difficult at times because we're going in so many different directions. And but we're going to do what we can to help these people. You know, that's all we can do. And
with the help of state officials, displaced families are moving from the lodge at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park to other temporary housing options such as cabins or campers.
You know, we're baby steps. I tell folks it's baby steps. So we've gotten everyone out of the lodge. We do have some folks that are still in some of the cabins, and we have quite a few people that's still staying in the travel campers over at the campground.
Some have completely rebuilt, but others need a bit of extra help.
Now there's homeowners who are back in their homes, but to be quite honest, there's still a lot of repairs that have to be done. They just don't want to leave. Elderly people, they don't want to leave their home. They'll sit right there till they get the work done.
Working together to make sure no one is forgotten. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the judge executive added that if you need extra help or would like to donate to your family, to donate your time to a family rather, well, you can call his office at 606-886-9193 for more information. Two Perry County election poll workers brought some concerns to the Elections Board on Tuesday. Well, they say the old Chavies Elementary School was unfit to be used as a polling place. They said the building did not have heat or an indoor restroom, among other issues. They say they hope the county clerk's office will listen.
I feel certain that they will go around after this to every building and make sure that it's safe and secure. You know, so many things were happening after the flood in Perry County. I'm sure that that was the last thing on a lot of people's minds, but I also think that we maybe didn't realize how important it was to make sure that those voting places were secure.
Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier tells us the building had heat and a porta potty was available for people to use since the building's plumbing was damaged by the flood. Well, the U.S. Department of Education awarded a 5-year, $1.4 million grant to the Hazard Community and Technical College to prepare and support first-generation or low-income students for college. The program is called Upward Bound. Our Olivia Calfee reports.
A program dedicated to first-generation and low-income students, giving them the resources to get a college degree. We want our students to be successful, we want them to go to college, and we want them to come back and serve their communities.
The Upward Bound program through HCTC received a 5-year, $1.4 million grant to continue assisting Buckhorn and Cordia High School students on their road to success.
We go to colleges and do college tours. We've went to Eastern, Alice Lloyd, we've toured this campus and the vocational school.
Andi has been in the program since she was a freshman, saying it's helped her increase her ACT score and given her the tools to turn her dream of becoming a travel nurse into a hopeful reality.
I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I've had. I wouldn't have been able to go to the college tours. I wouldn't have been able to meet the people from Buckhorn that honestly are some of my best friends. And I feel like they will always be in my life as long as I live.
Buckhorn senior Dalton Day says this program has confirmed his plans of becoming a math teacher and given him much more.
It's more like a family than a program, being able to connect with everybody from different schools.
A unique bond and a family to lean on through COVID and a tragic flood.
We've not had a normal year.
Day says no matter what trials, they have always been able to lean on their program leaders. Math and Science Program Coordinator Linda Patrick says they are proud of the strength and resiliency they have seen through it all.
It's a very rewarding program, and I'm so thankful to have a part in it. I am so proud of it. I cannot tell you how exciting, and it is to watch them go on to college and still stay in touch with them even after they graduate high school.
Turning dreams into a reality. In Hazard, Olivia Kelfie, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the program director says Upward Bound has seen 99% of its students go to college. Well, Twin Rocks Bible Camp in Perry County has hosted church groups and campers since the 1940s. But owner Michael Barnett says the camp has run into financial troubles. Well, he says the pandemic and inflation have run up the camp's costs, putting it in the worst financial place it's been in a decade.
Remember, maybe once or twice I might have got on our Facebook page and said we're getting a little close or something, but it's dire now. But I mean, groceries have went up 20-25%, and everything's going up.
He says kids do not have to pay to go to the camp, but he is in need of donations and volunteers to help out. Leslie County native Bobby Osborne received the national award yesterday at the Governor's Awards in the arts ceremony. Well, Bobby is one half of the legendary Osborne Brothers duo, a member of the Grand Ole Opry and the International Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame. He was one of the 9 recipients to receive an award, and here's a small portion of what he had to say during the ceremony in Frankfort.
Other than my military duty that I served, and other than that, I have devoted my life to bluegrass music.
The 91-year-old still teaches at the Kentucky School of Bluegrass and Traditional Music, which is located in Hayden. The music school is part of the Hazard Community and Technical College. His brother Sonny died in 2021.
True Eastern Kentucky treasure there with Bobby Osborne. 6:07, the forecast this morning as we take a look out the door. Not a whole lot to tell you about Slade, the Mountain Parkway. We don't show this camera much because it's only illuminated when you see those cars going by. I had a few cars earlier lighting it up, but it's very dark up there. But it's 41, I can tell you that. 41 also Moorhead, Prestonsburg, and Williamsburg. 44, the warm spot. And actually not. 44 in Jackson is the second warmest spot. 45 in Somerset is the warm spot this morning. 120, still 28 in Clinton. Everybody else is in the 30s this morning. Temperatures up to the 50s, mid to upper 50s this afternoon, maybe even close to 60. And we'll see again cloudy skies with a couple of chances for a spotty sprinkle or shower. The main story comes tomorrow and into Friday, and we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. At 6:08, when we come back here on Mountain News this morning, President Joe Biden gives his response after classified documents were found at a building once used at his think tank.